What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, Terence Crawford just called out Danny Swift Garcia. I want to talk about it, let you know what he said, and then get my thoughts on it. So I'm on his verified Twitter account. He just beat Victor Postal. I covered that fight live, and let's see what he had to say. Now, he mentioned Danny, and it says, Danny Swift, yo, dad said I'm a made-up champion for beating the guy y'all was scared to fight. And then he put the crying emoji. What he's referring to is when Danny Garcia was the lineal junior welterweight champion at 140 pounds, his mandatory was Victor Postal, right? And he did not fight Victor Postal. They actually paid him some step-aside money, if I'm not mistaken, and kind of avoided the fight, and this was for a period of time. Then Danny Garcia moved up and said, I'm fighting Paulie Malignaggi. That became a vacant belt, and Lucas Matisse and Victor Postal then scrapped for Danny Garcia's vacant belt, the two highest ranking guys with the WBC or whatnot. And as you know, Victor Postal beat Lucas Matisse, but he fell short versus Terence Crawford. So that's what he's referring to. I just beat the guy y'all didn't want to fight, which was considered the other best 140 pounder because Crawford wasn't in the division at the time when Danny Garcia was there. I think Crawford was still at 35, just to give you guys a backstory and get you caught up. Then he put Danny Swift. So I tell you what, tell your dad make the fight and I'll show him how much of a paper champ I am at your weight and for your belt. And that's from Terence Bud Crawford. Oh, I guess Terence Crawford, I didn't see this. Wow, Danny Garcia replied, Terence Crawford, you doing what I did 3 years ago. I ain't no little Gamboa or stiff Postal. I end careers, check my track record. Oh wow, I didn't even notice that when I started this video. Yeah, so I guess that's their exchange of words. Now, the interesting thing is Terence Crawford beat Danny Garcia as an amateur, but as you know, the pros is different from the amateurs, and people evolve. Sometimes, like if Demetrius Andrade, he fought Eslandi Lara, and Lara beat him, but I talked to Andrade personally, interviewed him, and I asked him about that. He says he'll beat Lara. And I said, what makes you think you'll beat him? He beat you in the amateurs. And he gave me a straight up answer. He said, when I was in the amateurs, I was like 17, 18. And Lara, being a Cuban, some of the Cubans stay later before they defect and stuff. They stay in the amateur program and whatnot. And he said Lara was a grown ass man. Like he was like 20 something. So there's an age disparity. So things do change. But I want to give my thoughts on this potential matchup. Now, I like both fighters, Terence Crawford and Danny Garcia. I've had the pleasure of seeing Terence Crawford perform live twice, once in Omaha and then the other time in Vegas at the Crawford Postal recent fight. I like both fighters, but I think that's a horrible stylistic matchup for Danny Garcia based on what he struggled with. When I view boxing, when I break it down, I kind of look at that. I look at stylistic matchups, patterns, habits, and if you look at it, Garcia's most controversial fights, and I'm not one of the people that says, oh, Danny gift Garcia and says he's a cherry picker, because I think really the only fight that was egregious in terms of he should have never even fought a guy like that was the Rod Salka. Everyone else he faced was good names, whether you thought he won or lost. But in his fights with Mauricio Herrera, that jab really bothered him. Herrera, stature-wise, is a lot smaller than Terence Crawford. He clearly has less power than Terence Crawford. Crawford beat Danny Garcia in the amateur. And then you also look at the athleticism and kind of pure boxing that Lamont Peterson, with his game plan, used against Danny Garcia. And it looked like he was about to stop Danny Garcia late in that fight. He definitely opened up in the second half of that fight. So from everything I've seen with Danny Garcia, what he struggles with, Terence Crawford, he's a different level. You know what I mean? Like a Terence Crawford, I think he's a cut above Lamont Peterson. I rate Lamont Peterson, very good fighter, but Terence Crawford is just a different beast, especially with that switch hitting. That's hard for people to adjust to. You know what I mean? There's a southpaw named Zab Judah that gave Danny Garcia problems in the late championship rounds. Terence Crawford could switch to southpaw, then he could switch back. But in Danny Garcia's defense, he does have a chin. He does have power. He's acclimated at welterweight longer, so if this were to happen at welterweight, which is Terence Crawford, the way he's calling him out, he said, I'll take your belt in your weight class. So I'm not saying it'll be an easy fight. I don't know if Crawford has enough power at 47, because we haven't seen him there, to stop Danny Garcia, but I think he would definitely put a boxing clinic on. I mean, it's just an ugly fight. And yeah, I mean, Terence Crawford and the amateurs beat guys like Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, so it's not necessarily an easy fight. I don't believe at the elite level, I don't really think there's fights that are easy. Like Mayweather Pacquiao may have looked easy, but I don't think it was easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if it was so easy, then everybody would do that to Pacquiao. But the fact of the matter is, we don't really see fighters limit Pacquiao to throwing only 71 punches, or landing 71 punches, I should say. So I think at the elite level, fights like Crawford, Postal, they may look easy because of the stylistic matchup, but again, it wasn't easy for Matisse to do what Crawford did to Postal. So that's how I look at it. I think it's a great fight. Hopefully Al Heyman and Top Rank work together to put together something like this, because I would pay for this. Danny Garcia, especially with Angel Garcia, but I think Angel Garcia is a bit out of line, saying he's a paper champion and stuff like that. I mean, where is that coming from? How is Crawford a paper champion? So I really do see Terence Crawford being kind of avoided. You know what I mean? Pacquiao don't look like he won it. Bob Arum wants it, but it doesn't look like Team Pacquiao wants it. Danny Garcia, I mean, people could say stuff in the comment section. I did what you did 3 years ago, but I don't know if Danny Garcia's camp would push for that fight. If so, if they did, I give them all the credit in the world. Tons of stones, but that's a very difficult fight for Danny Garcia, from my estimation. Drop in the comment section, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.